Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. There wasn't going to be a video today. I was taking the day off to chill. I was actually taking the weekend off to chill. But no, I've been called into action due to this piece of utter garbage written by CBR. So I thought it would be good to go through it because guess what? You're never gonna believe this. You're never gonna believe this. Do you know why Star Wars is bad? Do you know why it's bad? It's the Star Wars fans' fault! Oh, no! No, not us again! We're so bad! Star Wars, it's time to accept the real problem is the fans. I'm gonna have to go undercover now so they can't see who I am. Shh, it's not me. Warning, the following articles contain spoilers for Star Wars The Rise of the Skyscraper in theatres now. Oh, God, it's really warm, actually. I'll wear it up here. Okay, so yeah, there's going to be spoilers in this video, folks. So if you haven't seen The Last Jedi, then don't watch this video. And I haven't, but the good news is I don't care. So this is a TAT article, which is hilarious because, of course, what they do is they create a false narrative, lie, and then call them the kettle black. Obviously, they can do that because they're not racist, of course, and then blame everyone else, but the actual people whose fault it was, i.e., people like Kathleen Kennedy, the writers, and the fact that this Star Wars sequel trilogy went into production without a plan of where it is going to end. But don't worry, it's our fault. It's you, Jane, 32 Madeline Street in Wickham. It's your fault. Dennis, in Cincinnati. Your fault. Okay, let's go into it. There are many... Okay, right. Do you know something? You can actually do this whole first sentence in SJW beats, right? Because they have this, like, beat. So it goes like, there are many legitimate reasons for not liking the recent Star Wars sequel trilogy. Like clockwork. How you feel about a story is a matter of taste. Yes, it is. Thank you. So fuck off. The Star Wars franchise has existed for more than 40 years, and it means different things to different people. Therefore, any new installment is virtually guaranteed to face criticism. No, not really. Not really. There's not been a lot of criticism about The Mandalorian, because it's actually a very well-written show that seems to get it. But never mind. Okay, here we go. Where Star Wars fans run into problems, however, is their extreme reactions to the new films. Oh my God! People have got opinions! Stop it! Stop having opinions, people! Stop having your own thoughts. It's wrong. You must just read these trash fucking articles and just go, yes, sir. Oh, thank you, sir. Have I got a hat anywhere nearby? Oh, yeah, sure. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you for providing that Star Wars article for me. I'll go back to my wife and 58 kids. Oh, sir, thank you, sir. That's ma'am. Fans lash out not because the movies didn't suit their personal tastes, but because they offend their sense of identity. Wrong! 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 Who wrote this shit? Already! It's got nothing to do with identity, you prune. This has got everything to do with poor writing, poor plot, poor characterization, poor direction. So much so that in the final film of the trilogy, they had to drag poor Palpatine out of his grave in order to try and give the film some sort of sense of, hey, look, folks, it's Star Wars. We've killed the other major villain off in the last film for no reason, because Rian Johnson's a prick. And he destroyed all our plot threads, so we're getting Palpy back. Idiot. But no, it's about our sense of identity. I knew it the moment I saw Poe Dameron, maybe. The moment I saw Poe Dameron, I thought, oh my god, this man, he's a threat to my identity. He's not who I identify as. He's got hair. Get off, you fucking weirdos. From review bombing to outright hate speech. I don't like Star Wars. You, sir, are a racist. A racist of the highest order, and there shall be no racism here. Begone from such twatter, and never shall you follow us again. Blocked. Idiot. The negativity swirling around Star Wars isn't coming from objectively bad filmmaking. It's coming from the fans themselves. Right, Dustin, you're a fucking idiot. An absolute moron. It's not coming from objectively bad filmmaking. Yeah, it kind of is. It kind of is. And do you know why? It's really filtered in the amount of people who are actually turning up to the theatres to watch the films. That's why. It's the box office. The fact that you can see the box office has severely declined from film to film to film. That isn't because people are offended by Star Wars or have their sense of identity under threat. Or that... I'm going to say it, people. Ladies and gentlemen, that John Boyega man, he is not the same colour as I. No, my sensibilities, they're under threat. Down with Star Wars! Down with it, I say! The original trilogy forever! What about Lando Calrissian? Oh yes, it doesn't fit this narrative. It doesn't fit the narrative, you dumb idiot. Yes, it's bad filmmaking. Again, because they didn't have an idea about where the trilogy was going to go. They give the film to Rian Johnson, who lacked experience, and who had already said in an interview, I don't want a film where everyone comes out happy. I want a film where people are coming out. Half of them are happy and half of them pissed off. And so what's he do? He takes all of the little threads that JJ spun in the first film. I think some of them were quite interesting. I liked the idea of Finn and his desertion from the Stormtroopers. I wanted more of that. I wanted to get deeper into that. Did I? No. That's not me getting what I didn't want. That's bad storytelling because the thread was purposely put in the film. The thread, the writer put it in the film to feed the next film. And then Rian Johnson came along and went... and cut them all out. Oh, God in heaven. The majority of Star Wars fans have long agreed the original trilogy is excellent. Since then, there have been prequels, sequels, and spin-offs, while a significant portion of the audience finds common ground in the view that the prequels, The Phantom Menace, The Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sixth, are disappointing. Yeah, because, well, they're not disappointing. The shit. Just say it. Just say it. Just say it. Just say it. Just be honest for once in your life. The shit. There aren't many fans who love them. No. No, there's contrarians, for sure. What's the next cool thing? You know those Star Wars prequels, they're like, really shit and nobody likes them? Oh, yeah? We like them now. You know, because we're like, not like them. We're like, different. Okay. Whatever. More blah, 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 blah. And then he talks about, there's social media available. And therefore, everyone can instantly put their opinion. Right, I can put my opinion on the internet right now. Have you seen it? Dustin, have you seen it? No, not unless you seek me out. Ooh. We nearly got an advert for J-Lo's wobbly bits. No, you have to seek it out. You have to be following somebody. You have to be in that circle to see it. I'm not just like on the internet browsing Amazon and then CBR jump up in my face and go, "Oi, I'm going to tell you my opinion, young sir." Doesn't happen. So yes, we do have social media where everybody can have a voice and it's all out there, but it doesn't mean everybody sees it, everybody digests it. Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, when looking at many of the criticisms of the sequel trilogy, a lot of unrest centres around what a fan thought or hoped would happen. Again, following plot threads that were sown by J.J. Binks in the first film. It's the second film that caused the problems. There wasn't a big furore around The Force Awakens at all. At the time that it came out, most people were very happy with what they saw. It was only a while later that we had I think it was Max Landis was the first person to call Rey and Mary Sue. And then 6 months down the line, the narrative of, well, it's actually just a bit of a soft reboot of A New Hope. And then suddenly this narrative started to get spun that, oh, you think you like The Force Awakens, but you don't really. It's just A New Hope again. But no, at the time, when the film came out, many people were happy. And as always tends to happen, people try and do something later on. They try and create a false narrative later on to get some sort of action, clicks, whatever. So it wasn't what people expected. It was what was sown and what we thought would happen in terms of direction, which Rian Johnson, as I succinctly said, cut them all off. Because he was a dick. And not the right person for the role whatsoever. The problem with the sequels were the characters. That was the biggest problem with this storyline. In the second film, suddenly John Boyega, who was meant to, from what we could see from the first film, be right up there with Rey as a main character, suddenly he's a nobody. He's a nobody relegated to Rose Tico, the worst character ever created in Star Wars. I've been through this many times. To her sidekick, as she went around doing stupid things, freeing horses in a goddamn dreadful, Canto Blight casino world. His character relegated to a nothing. Rey couldn't do anything wrong. And what was Poe doing? Poe was being told to shut up, you're a man, by every woman in the Force, in the Rebel base, whatever they want to call themselves now. And his character was right. Tell me what's going on. Oh, no. You'd like to know what's going on, wouldn't you? I mean, if I told you, you'd probably talk me out of it, because it was a stupid plan! But all the characters got nowhere. They either went nowhere in terms of development, or they got cut off. Rey's lineage cut off. None of the explanations about why she was so powerful with the Force. None of that. Just, again, smashing away through everything. Luke, a nothing, a nobody. This brilliant person in the original trilogy. This wonderful man who saw so much good in everyone that he didn't even give up on his genocidal father. Suddenly, sense a little bit of the dark side in Kylo. Think I'm just going to kill him in his sleep. And then abandon the Force. No, it was what stupid roundhead Rian Johnson did that caused the massive problems with this trilogy. Why don't you put the blame where it actually belongs? Can't do that. Fan base man bad. The Rise of Skywalker was similarly met with backlash, albeit largely from a different corner of fandom. Those upset that Rey and Kylo's arc didn't culminate in romance. Why would it? Why would it? I know what you're talking about here. All the crazy Reylo shippers and all that sort of stuff. But they're mentally unstable. Why would there be a romance? What has happened for a romance to have actually blossomed between them, apart from nothing? Well, there was that one scene, though, where Rey saw Kylo with his top off. Oh, my God, cover your nips. It must have been love, but it's over now. Why would she fall in love with Kylo? I know she snogs him at the end of this film before he snuffs it. Who cares? But why would she? He kills Han Solo in the first film, his father, in front of Rey, where she was starting to get attached to him as a paternal figure, mortified about that. He destroys planet upon planet, killing billions of people. But he took his top off in the Last Jedi. So let's get it on, Rey. If you want some of this fucking Sith dick, oh come on, Rey. It wouldn't make sense for there to be a true romance. Good film, by the way. For there to be a true romance, there has to be, I don't know, I'm just going to go completely out on a limb here and say some kind of character development between the two parties, like there was with Leia and Han. But you see, the problem, which wasn't the fans, the problem lay with the people that put together and wrote this shit sequel trilogy. Oh, Jesus Christ. They talk about some hate speech later on. Oh, here we go. Let's go through this one, because this is bollocks. I know this is getting on a bit, folks, but oh, God, I love taking a piss out of stupidity. Although such backlash isn't new to Star Wars, Jar Jar Binks actor Ahmed Best recorded intense criticism of his reviled character from the prequels drove him to contemplate sausages. It might be true. It might not be true. He tweeted out. The guy's career went down the shitter because of the role. Not his fault. I don't have a single bad bone in my body directed at that guy. None. The character was CGI. It was Lucas. You want to blame anyone for Jar Jar Binks? It's Lucas's fault, not the poor bloody actor. And I think backlash in those days, nothing like what backlash could be these days with social media. If you're so inclined to view it, it is poison. It's just like, should I constantly view the poison? Some of us have to wallow in that mire. I'm a YouTuber. I've got to wallow in the poison every day if I want to continue doing my job. But there you go. It's certainly been magnified by social media. Here we go. More lies coming in. Incoming lies, folks. Actor Kelly Marie Tran was driven from Instagram by harassment of... No, she wasn't. No, she wasn't. It was a carefully crafted spin storyline after she had just left social media organically because of the commitments of filming, promoting, etc., like most actors do. But when she received a load of kickback from her god-awful character, not Kelly Marie Tran's fault, just, again, the fault lies at the writing of the character. Never mind. It's not her fault, but that's where the fault actually truly lies. Then, yes, they thought, oh, what's a good way to get sympathy? Well, haven't been on social media for a bit. There's two guys saying some horrible stuff. Let's just spin this into a sob story. Grow up! You pathetic man. Grow up. Yeah, we must have the false narrative at all times. Here we go. The film's writer and director, Rian Johnson of The Last Jedi, has famously sparred on Twitter with trolls. No, not trolls. People who were criticising him. But of course, Rian Johnson can't accept criticism. Couldn't accept criticism of his shit film. No. So he had to go back. And he got what he got. If I go out there being aggressive on Twitter and people get aggressive back to me, I get what I get, they get what they get. But I don't suddenly turn around and play victim. Pathetic. They even gone to say he even went so far as to delete 20,000 tweets in hopes of depriving them of ammunition. So there's 20,000 tweets worth of shit from him. Is that what you're saying? And they could have used that as ammunition because they existed by his hand. It's our fault. It's all our fault, people. Okay. And then the final lie. And Daisy Ridley left social media in 2016 following the release of The Force Awakens and has vowed never to return. That's got nothing to do with The Force Awakens or Star Wars. Daisy Ridley came out with a comment about being pro-gun, either pro, Second Amendment or pro whatever, the reverse gun control, whatever it was. And she got some kickback from it, and she realised she wasn't cut out for this sort of thing. She got better things to do with her time. So she said, right, I'm getting off social media. I'm going to just focus on my work. Focus on my stuff. I don't need this. Good on her. Good on her. She realised early doors that this social media malarkey wasn't her thing. And I get it. But it had nothing to do with The Force Awakens. Nothing to do with The Force Awakens. Oh, there's more blob and there's more shite and there's more crap. But it's just a terrible article from a terrible website that can't have the balls, the vargu, whatever you want to say, to place the blame where it's actually deserved. And that is with Kathleen Kennedy, with the people who didn't plan where a trilogy would go, with the writers, with the direction, with the fact that they did get themselves in such a pickle that the third movie just turned out to be some sort of completely gobbled mess, from what I hear, because I haven't even seen it. A person that grew up with Star Wars, has so much Star Wars stuff, even went to see not The Last Jedi, like that, The Force Awakens twice, bought loads of the merchandise, because still a Star Wars fan, and then by the third film, doesn't even want to go and see it. And it's just purely down to the fact that they were not fun to watch. What they did with the characters was god-awful. And it's their fault. Fans are bad because we don't want to just consume product. What a piece of trash. So I hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do give it a thumbs up. It's a long one. I'm not going to edit it. And also subscribe to the channel. I would edit it, but it's 9 o'clock at night. I would, but it's 9 o'clock at night. Let's just pretend there's lots of nice little zooms and stuff. And I'll do that on the video that comes out earlier. Follow me on toxic social media and Twitch for live streaming. Links are in your pocket. And I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care. Bye for now.